Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. My name is Siti binti Muhammad Isnan. Today I'm going to present about identification of mangrove area using Landsat image in Kuala Selangor Nature Park. So this is actually a final year project of my student and it has been published in Q4 journal. It's just a Q4 journal. So let's start with the outlines of the presentation. So let's start with the introduction. First of all, mangroves are a group of intertidal trees and shrubs which is found in the area that is visible at low tide and covered with water at high tide. There are approximately 80 different mangrove types present. Mangrove forests only grow near the equator at tropical and subtropical latitudes as they are very sensitive to extremely cold temperature. So mangroves are unique because they are capable of growing in regions such as in water containing low content of oxygen, in fresh water, in brackish water, and in salt water. The habitat of mangrove hardly provides support for most mangrove plants with pneumatophores and buttress trunks because the habitat is shallow, soft coupled with continuous flow of water and movement of tide out to sea. Therefore, mangrove trees have certain characteristics such as unique structures of bark and leaf, tough root system, and other special adaptation that help them to survive in harsh conditions of their habitats. So basically this is the mangrove swarm, and if you could see here, this is the special roots which is called pneumatophores, which allows the exchange of oxygen happens. Okay. Next is mangrove significance. First one is to protect coastal area by stabilizing the coastline and preventing wave and storm erosion. The sediments that flow from the land and down the rivers are trapped by dense root structure of the mangroves. Besides that, mangrove forests also protect the seagrass meadows and coral reefs from being suppressed in sediment by filtering out the sediments. And next one is reduce climate change by helping the coastal communities to adapt with it. The effect of climate change, for example, the rise of sea level, coastal erosion caused by rising sea level and storm surge, more strong and frequent storms and heavy rainfall induce threats to the coastal communities and their livelihoods. It is critical to incorporate climate adaptation and risk reduction initiatives because the coastal population are also growing as these threats increases. Warmer seawaters can cause the coral to bleach and the organisms that depend on coral reefs will die. In this case, the mangrove can protect the corals from rise of sea temperatures resulting from the climate change. That is supporting biodiversity. The unique characteristic of mangrove, which act as coastal terrestrial ecosystem interface, has made it to the habitat of diverse species, including terrestrial, estuary, and marine organisms. A majority of the species which are threatened and at risk, such as hawksbill turtle, Bengal tiger, and a few species of waterbirds, are supported by the mangroves. Mangroves are also important habitats for numerous migratory birds that depend on forests as stops along their migratory routes. Besides that, mangroves also provide shelter from ocean acidification for corals or plants and therefore contributes to the survival of these essential species. Okay, next is support the fishery sector and tourism. Since mangrove act as nurseries for many fish and other marine species, they contribute to the food security for the local communities by providing fishery products. In fact, almost 80% of international catches of fish are estimated to depend on mangrove either directly or indirectly. In addition, mangrove contributes considerably to local livelihoods by providing employment through the fisheries and tourism that they sustain to a large coastal population worldwide. Next is the objective. So the first objective is to map the mangrove location at the Kuala Selangor Nature Park in 2017 and 2018 using Landsat image and GIS, and the tools is using GIS. Second is to analyze the distribution density of mangrove forest at the Kuala Selangor Nature Park in 2017 and 2018 using normalized difference vegetation or NDVI in GIS tools. Third is to evaluate the changes in distribution density of mangrove forests at the Kuala Selangor Nature Park from 2017 to 2018 using the colour scheme. Next is the research scope. The project has been carried out at the Kuala Selangor Nature Park, which is known as Taman Alam Kuala Selangor and located at Kuala Selangor. So if you could see here, this is the park and this is the mangrove swamp area. The park is made up of more than 200 hectares coastal land with mangrove swamp forming a large part of it. The park covers 800 acres of 3 different habitats including inland secondary forest, mangrove forest and man-made lake that is inhabited by wetland animals. Next is the methodology. So the first objective is achieved by mapping the satellite data of Landsat image. We did some processing. And second and third objective is analyzed also by using the same image. We select the band and do some clipping, and then we derive and classify the NDVI image. And last one, we evaluate the distribution density of the mangrove. Next is the research parameters. The Landsat data of Kuala Selangor Nature Park was taken in 24th of September 2017 and 9th of July 2018. The image have the same path and row and are georeferenced to WGS84. And the combination of false color composite of band is 654 RGB was selected for further analysis since it provides a well-enhanced color composite for vegetation analysis in this study. Next is the spatial analysis used is extraction by mask. This process is necessary to trim the image to only analyze a certain area, which is the park itself. This procedure includes generating masking dataset that covers the area to be clipped, and dataset must be in the same coordinate as the raster being clipped. Next is the NDVI. What is NDVI? NDVI actually determines the health of vegetation. It is obtained by calculating the difference between near-infrared and red light using a standard algorithm, which is this is the algorithm. NDVI equals to NIR minus RED over NIR plus RED, which means the NIR represents the reflected near-infrared light and RED represents the reflected red light. The value of NDVI indicates the quantity of green vegetation in the pixel and the health of the vegetation. Vegetation which is healthy reflects more near-infrared lights because it contains a lot of chlorophyll and vice versa, as stated by Dr. Nick lesson, I think in the first lesson when she taught us about the infrared lights. So if you could see on the left side here, healthy vegetation where a large amount of red light and less amount of near-infrared light is absorbed, while unhealthy vegetation on the right side absorbs more near-infrared light and less red light. So the next one is the objective 1 result. The base map of Peninsular Malaysia was added as a layer with the state of Selangor being highlighted since the park is located at the Kuala Selangor district. Landsat image was then added and processed to show the location of park and the mangrove forest in that location. The process involved drawing 2 polygons with different color, pink and blue, to differentiate the area, which is, you could see here, the blue polygon indicated the area of the park and the pink polygon indicated the mangrove forest in the park. Okay. Next is objective 2 result. The distribution density of Kuala Selangor Nature Park mangrove forest was analysed using NDVI. NDVI is most common method to measure the health of vegetation. The vegetation is healthier if the NDVI value is higher. The NDVI value typically range from -1 to 1, where -1 value indicate less or unhealthy vegetation and value of 1 indicate more or healthy vegetation. So based on this table, you could see here that the NDVI value of water is less than 0. Value of NDVI of bare soil is between 0 and 0.1, and the value of vegetation is more than 0.1. In this project, the result of NDVI value for 2017 range from 0.5 to 0.9, and for 2018 range from 0.1 to 0.3. So it could be seen here that this NDVI value has been decreasing from 2017 to 2018, even though it's only within a year. So next is objective 3 result. In this study, the NDVI image of 2017 and 2018 was classified into 3 classes, which are low, medium, and high. Each class was displayed using different colors, which is green, yellow, and red. The green color is displaying high vegetation, yellow display medium vegetation, and red color display low vegetation. So the classified of NDVI image of the mangrove forest at the park was further evaluated for changes in distribution density. The evaluation was done by comparing the color scheme of classified image. The comparison of color scheme found that the classified image of 2018 here contains more pixels with red color. Here contains more pixels with red color compared to 2017, indicating that the mangrove forest at the park has become less or unhealthy in 2018. The areas which are yellow color in 2017 has turned to red in 2018, and the green color area has turned into yellow or red color. This shows that the distribution density of mangrove forest at the park has undergone some deforestation. According to Nathan, or according to the articles that we have cited, the mangrove forest across Selangor coastal area has diminished and affected the income of the fishermen due to the low fish catch. The reduced mangrove area was reported to be caused by polluted waterways of the rivers and coastline, and a large portion of the mangrove forest has been destroyed by illegal logging. The mangrove forest destruction has impacted the marine life as the rivers becomes cloudy and shallow because of soil erosion, and there is also fewer fish in the rivers. This has proven that the mangrove forest has been degenerating, and the diminishing of the coastal mangrove affect both the human and wildlife. So we will proceed with the conclusion. The conclusion for objective 1 is the location of mangrove forest at the park was identified by referring to the layout map of the park and map using Landsat image in the ArcGIS. The area of Kuala Selangor Nature Park was indicated by blue polygon, and the mangrove forest in the park was indicated by pink polygon. Objective 2 is achieved by the distribution density of mangrove at Kuala Selangor Nature Park was analysed using NDVI. The NDVI value for 2017 ranged from 0.5 to 0.9, and the value of NDVI for 2018 ranged from 0.1 to 0.3. And next is the objective 3 result. The changes in distribution density of mangrove forest at the park was evaluated by comparing the color scheme of classified NDVI image of 2017 and 2018. The result of evaluation shows that the mangrove forest at the park has undergone changes towards deforestation. Next is the limitations of the research. Just to be honest, that this student doesn't have any background, zero background about ArcGIS or remote sensing. So she has to learn everything from the scratch within 4 months. So there's a lot of limitation. First of all, no classification of supervised and unsupervised conducted. Therefore, we cannot classify which one is the vegetation, which one is the building or whatsoever. Second is no ground verification conducted due to the time constraint. Third is comparison could be done by calculating deforestation area, because we didn't do the supervised or unsupervised classification. That's why we cannot calculate the deforestation area. Fourth is visualization of map can be more interactive and interesting, and time period of the year could be a little longer to see drastic changes. Let's say we compare year of 2011 and 2021. So basically, this is the reference of the article which has been published. If you would like to see or read it, I can put the link inside the description box in the YouTube. So this paper has been published in 2020 December by my student. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope you can give some suggestion and comments, because I know this type of project has a lot of limitation, but maybe if we can improve it, maybe in the next time, if I or my student wanted to do this project again. So that is all. Thank you.